Hello everyone, welcome. Hot Soup, hi. Rouge, Zubrio, TDGAA, welcome. Jaguar, Kalani Girl, hey. Aaron, Amazing Edward, hey. Thanks everyone. We're gonna give it a few minutes to let some people join in. How is the audio sounding? Good morning, everyone. All right, thanks for confirming it sounds good. Hey there, Northern Light, Angel, EB, welcome, Alex, Greyman, Snick says hi, Kiona, hi, Itzel, welcome, Dante, Death Kids, hey, hello, John Wick. Alright, Cadell probably won't stay because it's 1 a.m. here and starting to sleep. Oh my goodness, yes. Please sleep sweet dreams. But thank you for stopping by and saying hello. I'm going to make sure this is a VOD later so you can catch up later if you wish. Film commenter, hi. Welcome. Casey, thank you so much. I paused Skyrim for this. Oh my lord. I am very flattered. Thank you so much. Hey Fritz, welcome. I wish there were more empath listener. Well, don't rule it out completely. It's an idea that I'd still like to keep pursuing, so. Couple more minutes for folks to filter in and then we'll get started. Hot Soup, happy birthday. I hope it is a wonderful day and I hope you get spoiled by the people around you. Can we get some happy birthdays in the chat for Hot Soup, please? Helping my dad at a CBD company and tuning in, so YOLO. Well, thank you for tuning in while you're working. I appreciate it. I don't remember me in the Twitter a year ago. I do remember you, Edward. You're very welcome, and I hope it helps somewhat. Hey, Jonathan, welcome. Hey, thank you. I'm glad it's chill in here. Work is the best place to listen. I agree. I have been known to listen to things while at work from time to time. Just hopped on YouTube and realized the stream started when, oh shoot. Yeah, we are just now starting. In fact, since it's 10:05 now, we're going to go ahead and kind of get started on the main event here. Thank you very much, John Wick. I appreciate that. Did I get it right? Snake says, oh my gosh, I'm so happy. I've been like saying that way in my head, so I'm very happy I got it right. All right, so the way I'm going to do this, I have the questions all lined up here from both YouTube and Twitter. I'm going to do the folks that had one question first, and then we'll move on to the 2 and 3 and multiple. And once we are done with those, assuming we still have some free time, then I can open up the chat for some other questions. But let's see here. Thank you, Plain Freak. Immune to the zombie virus, listener. That is a cool idea. I'm glad I still have jet lag. I would miss the stream. Oh my goodness, jet lag is the worst. Well, I'm glad you're here, but I do hope your jet lag goes away soon. That is the worst. All right, so let's get rolling here. The first question I have from YouTube is from Matty Boy. The question is, have you done any professional work, like on commercials or for short films? I have not. I have voiced over some tutorials at my workplace, and I am actually the call tree voice when you dial my place of work. For privacy reasons, I will not be sharing that. But yeah, I've done a couple of things like at my place of work, just nothing official. Hey Alex, welcome. Next question is from Sammy Garrett. Is Andy a strict ship captain, or is she more like laid back and relaxed type of captain? Andy is pretty strict. She has led a pretty rough life, and she knows how she likes to run things and what is best to keep herself and the people around her safe. So she is fairly locked down and tight-laced. But as you've seen around Renegade and around Z, she does kind of let loose a little bit, and she forgives some minor infractions, such as bad puns. Thank you very much, Jackson. Welcome. I'm gonna hide right here. All right, next question is from Hot Soup. The birthday person. Opinion on the cultural impact of spaghetti. Well, spaghetti is delicious, and I think everyone should have the ability to enjoy good spaghetti in their lifetime. It is an affordable meal, and it's delicious when done right. I'd love to hear a voicemail. That is actually an idea I have been toying with, Alex. We'll see if I can pull it off. Will you ever do another Surfer Girl episode? I would like to. Yes, I would, John Wick. I very much would like to. It is on my list. Next question I have is from Zeta Audio. Funniest blooper you've ever had? Well, many of you have listened to my 5K sub special, which was a blooper reel. I was reciting a line from Z where she was saying she's happy to assist, and I misspoke and said I am happy to exist, and I promptly cracked myself up and responded, well, I'm glad one of us is. I made myself laugh. That was actually the outtake that made me realize I should do a blooper reel, so that is, that was my funniest one. Second place is definitely, fuck, I'm Batman. Let's see. Commissions for voicemail messages. Oh my goodness. Hey there, Zach. Welcome. Spaghetti. How many subs till we get a plushie of your character? Oh my goodness. I hadn't even considered that as an option. I guess I'll have to think about that. Oh, I'm so glad you like Surfer Girl. All right, next question is from KV. Which of your characters are you most similar to and least similar to? Congrats on 10K. Thank you very much. So all of my characters, in one way or another, have a piece of me in them. I think I'm probably... gosh, that's hard. I think I'm a lot like Andy in the way I approach the world, right? Like I have my routines pretty locked down, and but I am willing to loosen up and have fun and look after the people that are closest to me. So I think I'm closest to her. I feel like I am probably least like Blythe just because she is constantly choosing the high road. I would like to think I choose the high road, but I know I do not more often than not. So she's more of an aspiration in that way. I would love to be the bigger person more often than not. Let's see. AI listener, please. Interesting. Okay, I'll consider that. Bring back Storekeeper. She's hilarious. I do have some more plans for Mabel. I want to give her some more story.
She would really like to have more things to do, you know? She's kind of fun. I just let her write herself.
My Batman voice actually wasn't bad. Accidentally squished a giant bug today. Has this ever happened to you? Yes. Yesterday, in fact, I squished a Spidey. And normally I don't squish them right away, but it surprised me and it was the last thing it ever did, so. Want to be friends with Elle. She says, "Oh, thank you, Alex. That's really sweet." All right, next question is from Coffee. Do you have any more new series in the works, or are you mainly focusing on wrapping up other ones, like Crew of Two and Spellbound, before moving on to other projects like the Dragon Queen series? And again, congrats on 10K. Thank you so much. So my process is everywhere. I write what I feel most inspired to write at the time. So while I do have kind of a general outline of my stories, if I wake up one day and like I'm halfway through a Paraloon episode and I suddenly have something better for Crew of Two, I'm going to switch gears to that. So it's not necessarily that I'm trying to wrap one thing up before I move on to the next thing. It's just whatever my brain feels happiest doing. I'm following the dopamine, as it were.
30 wheels of cheese.
I love your Survivor series, Shifter series, Crew 2, and the Magic Healer series. Thank you, Jackson. I could totally see a superhero listener who saves Elle's character and develops a relationship with the listener. Oh, that's a good idea. Next question is from GavVA on Twitter. What tropes would you consider your all reliable? The ones that are always comfy to fall back on. And again, happy 10K. Thank you so much. And y'all, if you haven't checked out Gav's channel yet, please do so. Him and Zeta both. Zeta was earlier in there. They've both been featured on this channel before, and they're great creators, so go show them some love if you have not already. My favorite tropes. Let's see. I'm a huge sucker for both listening and creating injured listener stuff. I don't know why. So injured listeners one, friends to lovers confessions is another, and then enemies to lovers. Oof, that is the stuff right there. I like that a lot. In fact, Crew of Two was heavily inspired by the fact that I really wanted to write an enemies to lovers. So let's see. Working at the trading post with Mabel sounds like it would be a pretty dope job. Agreed. She seems pretty chill. Ooh, wait, are you taking suggestions for video ideas? If you have one, go ahead and throw it up there. I can't promise I will write anything based on it, but I do always like to see people's creative expressions come out. So if you've got one, throw it on there. My cat brought in a bird 5 hours ago. I'm currently nursing the bird until the wildlife people come get it. Aww. Random, but no, I wanted to start my Saturday morning. Well, it's very kind of you to nurse the bird to health. Thank you, Angel. Hey, Shepherd, welcome. Slow burns for the win. For real. Oh, the payoff is just so good. More tomboys in the future. I would like to do more tomboys as well. Enemies to lovers and pharmacy. Yes. My fave line was about the troll's head ramble. Yes. Hello, Gav. Welcome to the chat. I just answered your question. For the trope question there, it was a injured listener, friends to lovers confessions, and then enemies to lovers, like slow burn stuff. Good stuff like that. Next question is from Venom Meme Pirate. Any funny and or embarrassing story you wish to share? I'm gonna take this in the light of real life stuff, not necessarily VA stuff. When I was in high school, I was once checking out a very hot person in a very crowded hallway, and I wasn't paying attention to where I was going, and I walked straight into a pole. And a lot of people saw it, so that was fun. Let's see. Injured listeners are the best solely because I love listening to them. Yeah, I like the comfort feel too. Wasteland, cyberpunk, post-apocalypse, but the listener is actually Sundere. That's a good idea, Edward. Hey, you should actually do that for your VA stuff. I think that'd be fun. I would listen to that. Gav makes very nice videos. Yes, he does. Tall, strong, and flirty knight and shy wizard listener. Nice. Have you considered a ghost listener, ghost VA audio? I did a Halloween audio last year for like Spooktober, where I did play a ghost, a Bacadere ghost. Actually, it's kind of fun. I might do it again though. Welcome Atonement says, thank you so much. I'm so glad you enjoy it. Based answer, hell yeah. First episode of Survivors was the vid that got me subbed. I've never made it, but oh, thank you. Anytime I see someone ask for suggestions, I always suggest reading The Very Hungry Caterpillar because I think it'd be funny. You know, I remember reading that book in kindergarten. I really do. Howdy, can't stay long, but I love your stuff so much. So glad for you to reach this milestone. Hey, thank you, real man. I appreciate that. I'm so glad you were able to stop by. Life served you as a certified anime moment. It really did. And I learned. Can we submit scripts? I do write all of my own scripts, so unfortunately I'm not accepting script submissions at this time, but I do appreciate that you asked. Honestly, you introduced me to audios, so thanks. Hey, welcome to the club, Solosu. We are all mad here. Do you think you could have done more episodes of Survivors, or was it one of those you just timed to end it? You know, I kind of ran out of creative juice on it a little bit. And then if I come up with more later, there's always the possibility for a season 2. That is the great thing about, you know, stories. But for now, it just kind of felt like it had run its course for this particular storyline. So, but I closed that chapter then. Next question is from Kitten Cats, who has insanely good artwork. So if you're here, Kitten, oh my gosh, I simp so hard. Your artwork is amazing. If you had to be one mythical creature, what would it be? I would be a dragon. I think dragons are awesome. They can be all different types of personalities. They can breathe fire, they can breathe ice, they can fly, and they sit upon a hoard of treasure in their free time, which quite frankly sounds like a great way to pass the hours. Next question is from Orchestra Fanboy 19. If it's not too personal, what is your happiest memory or memories? Congrats on the 10K. Keep up the amazing work. Thank you so much. Oh my goodness. I am pretty lucky in that I have a lot of happy memories. Let's see. The first one that popped into my head, this is the first one, so we'll go with it. When I was 9, I had the awesome ability and privilege to travel to Switzerland for a few months, and I am kind of a history nerd, so I remember this one day we went up into this castle, and I was like looking out this like stone window, you know, across the Rhine River, and I was just like, yep, this is it. This is life, and this is great, and I am so freaking happy. Like, I was there with my family, and it was a beautiful day, and yeah, I was just on cloud 9. It was fantastic. Let's see here. Let me get caught up on chat. Absolutely love your content voice. Aw, thank you, Aiden. Honestly, I get scared so bad by zombie apocalypse stuff. I've been wanting to give the Survivor series a listen. It's not too zombie heavy, mainly because zombie sounds are hard to come across and make. So there's only a couple of like zombie-like encounters. It's not too bad. For a joke video, you should just make a video reading the fitness grand answer test. That would be funny. Listener discovering magical abilities. Good idea. Hey, Maddie boy, thank you so much. Hope we're going to get a crew of 2 storyline after the Aces story. I'm honestly hoping for a season 2 for crew 2 because I'm feeling it's ending soon. It's my favorite series and I don't want it to end. Here's a little secret, I don't want it to end either. I'm dragging it out so hard because I love that story. Phoebe, I knew it. I know you did. Probably hard on the back though. Dragon Shifter and Listener. Well, technically, Dragon Queen is named such. Congrats on the 10K. I'll be watching the VOD later. I thank you so much for stopping by. Do you actually have an older brother? I do not. I have 2 younger sisters, no brothers. Was the cheese good in Switzerland? Some of it was. Some of it was not. Some of it was very, 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 very pungent. Favorite historical period? That's a hard one. Wow. I like a lot of them. If I had to pick 2, I'm gonna go ahead and say the Viking Age, and then I'm a sucker for like Regency everything. We're talking like Pride and Prejudice, so those are kind of my 2 favorite ones to go delve into when I want to read about facts. Wish I could stay longer, but hopefully I could pop back in later. Congrats again. Aw, thank you for stopping by, Julia. I hope to see you again later. If not, have a great day. Alright, I'm gonna get back to questions here real quick. So, Private Wade Gaming, which video was your least favorite to make? Hands down, my vampire audio. It was awful. It was fun to write the character. I had a good time like putting her down on paper, but when it actually came to record it, it felt unnatural. It felt weird. It wasn't me. Editing it was an absolute nightmare because I was cringing so hard. I did end up eventually like uploading it, but I would not do that again. Yeah, it didn't feel very good to me. So, yeah, meh. Next question is from Sin the Fox. Spain when? As soon as I can, because Spain sounds amazing, Sin. I have been to Spain a total of 1 evening. I was on a trip to Portugal. We crossed over the border one night to go get dinner in Spain, and then we went back. What I saw of it was lovely. Do you have a lot of trouble working and come up with scripts, or does writing come decently easy? That depends on the day, Mo. That really does. For the most part, my ideas come easy, but like the filler between, the transitions, that's all difficult for me. I'm listening from Switzerland. Glad you loved my country. Yeah, it was beautiful. I had a great time there. I hope to go back. Hello, actually made it to the stream. Hey, Twisted. Welcome. I'm so glad you could make it. Shepard, what's your favorite historical time period? Like I said, it's a toss-up, I think, between the Viking Age and Regency. Love the crew too. Murder mystery, but it bounces through time. Oh, some Doctor Who stuff. I see. Please continue dragging it out. You're not big dumb. We all have moments. Like me, I walked into a poll, Alex. Don't feel bad. Dropping by to say hi. Hey, thank you so much. I think Chupo? Is that how you pronounce it? I hope I'm not butchering that. Finally finished work and able to see the stream. Welcome, Snake Eyes. Part 2. Not gonna happen, Fritz. Never. Kaden, I thought the vampire audio was fantastic. Oh my god. Did you just... Oh, okay, that's actually pretty good. Yeah, that was good. Let's see, next question. From Raiden, did you ever hear the tragedy of Darth Plagueis the Wise? It's not a story the Jedi would tell you. It's a Sith legend. Darth Plagueis was a Dark Lord of the Sith, so powerful and so wise, he could use the Force to influence the midichlorians to create life. Of course, I've heard the tragedy of Darth Plagueis the Wise. I'm a big nerd. Snick says, when you write out a series, do you write the entire script first by doing an audio, or do you do it part by part? I don't have a consistent way of answering this because it depends on the series. Spellbound, I pretty much had all of the main points written out before I started writing filler. Other stories, I'm kind of going with the flow and I'm just letting the characters tell me how they want to be told. So it really depends. My organization brain would like to write out the entire script first. But it doesn't always work that way, so, well. Let's see here. I remember you talking about the vampire audios you brought to make it. Yeah, I did text you. I remember that. Exactly. And I mean, I tried and I didn't like it, but it went over okay, right? So it was a learning experience. Unless you listen to a survivor, you're the only VA that makes my stomach twist and have butterflies in the next vid, referring to when Blythe got kidnapped and then rescued. Aw, thank you so much. I had a really good time acting that out, honestly. It was super fun for me. What's your favorite genre of stories? I'm a huge sucker for fantasy in general. Excuse me. When I'm listening to audios, I like I said, injured listener, enemies to lovers, stuff like that. Hydration break. There we go. Let's see. What are your spoken and written languages? Obviously English is my native language. I speak Spanish as well, and I'm currently learning Norwegian, though I'm not very good at it yet. I write screenplays in my free time and that filler content. Yeah, it's, you get your main ideas, or you get like fixated on this one exchange, and then everything else is like, oh, you're hitting your head against a wall. Who did the Fang pun? That was Caden. You can all point at Caden. Gotta hit them. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy. There's puns in the chat. I love you guys. Hot soup. I'd rather walk into a poll than have the girl I have a crush on tell me she wasn't interested directly after my friend routed me out to her. Oof. Still mad, Tyler. Dang it, Tyler. I am sorry that happened to you, Hot soup. Cool thing about the stories is that they're in the extent of the imagination of a person and or group, which could be infinite. When I write things, I really don't know where to stop. Help. Yeah, felt. Come on, Tyler, not cool. For real. Welcome, Kamara. Sí, habla español. Viví en Costa Rica. All right, next question is from a Ghost Music. I wanted to say that you have a lovely voice, and I truly enjoy all the series you've done so far and the people that help and feature in your audios as well. And wanted to ask, is there a particular story you enjoy the most, or a story you'd like to do in the possible future? You're amazing, and I hope you have a lovely day and night. Oh, thank you so much. My favorite story to tell is Crew of Two, hands down. It is just way too much fun for me. Stories I'd like to do in the future. I am always bouncing ideas around my head, to be honest with you. It's hard to pin them down. I'll just be like washing the dishes and I'll think of something, and whether I write it down or not is completely up to chance, but I always have constant ideas of stuff I'd like to do. Let's see. Bill says, congrats on 10K. Thank you so much. Favorite song at the moment? I have been constantly listening to Echo by Starset for like months now. It's just awesome, so highly recommend that one. Tyler, you cretin. If you're a history buff, look up Johanna James. I will. Bad Tyler. Apple juice or orange juice? Generally orange. I do love me some citrus. Well, I can say saludos desde Argentina. Gracias. Alright, Joseph Cardona says, ever thought of doing a collab audio with other ASMR artists outside of your friends? I would like to. So the thing about the VA community is you kind of tend to become friends with people before you ask them to collab, just because of the nature of the community. And a lot of times when I'm writing a character, I will have a voice in my head kind of for them, and I will think about the voices I've heard and pick the one that sounds the most like it and ask that person. I do have a couple of bigger VAs that I would really like to collab with at some point, but I don't feel like I have anything that's like super, like anything that's gonna go very well with their voices yet. So at some point when I come up with a character that'll work for them, I will reach out to them and see if they want to collab with the lowly little me. But for now I go with the people I know. Yes, Starset. It's good stuff. Crew of 2's hand down your favorite. Excuse me, I cannot speak today. Crew of 2 is hands down your best series. Thank you so much. My Demons and Monster from Starset are fire. I did listen to Monster the other day, actually. Just like the Terminator, I'm back. I'm from Uruguay. Well, welcome. It is so nice to see people from all over the world in here. It'd be funny if Renegade turned heel for real for a few episodes. At first I was hesitant on watching Crew of 2 for some reason, but after listening to it all, I can say it's one of my favorites. Aw, thank you, Starry Night. That's really sweet. My favorite is +1. That one was really fun for me to make. I honestly enjoyed creating that one a lot. Would you consider doing some kind of story series? I do have a few ongoing stories on my channel, if that's what you're referring to, like multi-part audios. I'm friends with one who is pretty good, Little Ragdoll VA. I have listened to Little Ragdoll a little bit, yeah. Would you try making an SCP audio? I don't know enough about the SCP universe to be able to do one, but it is something that, like, I would not mind learning about to see if it would suit. I'm from Colorado. One of my best friends lives in Colorado, Alex. We love you from Lebanon. Aw. Lots of love from Brazil. I'm from England. Aw, you guys. Maybe horror genre. Ooh, I am still dipping my toe in the water of horror. I had never watched a horror movie before, like, January of this year. And a few other VAs sat me down and have enlightened me. I've been getting some culture. Let's see, next question from Doug's. Question time. What kind of mark or legacy would you like to leave behind for your family, friends, fans, and followers when your time comes? Ooh, that's a deep one. Okay. I mean, I've always liked telling stories. I mean, you can ask my family. I've been talking up stories since I was very small. I don't know. I think I would like to be remembered as, you know, the person who was, had a good sense of humor, like telling stories, and was kind whenever they could be, you know. Kindness is something I've constantly been working on, because as I said, I don't always take the high road, and I'm not proud of those moments, so I think that's how I'd like to be remembered. I'm not from here, but both of my parents are from Taiwan, and I'm staying here for the month a little into July. Wow, that's pretty cool. What does the Zephyr look like? In my head, it's like a smaller, sleeker version of the Rocinante from The Expanse. Love from Germany. Hey, welcome. Love from Connecticut. Oh, I've never been to Connecticut, but I would love to someday. I think it'd be really cool to visit there. Have you done zombies yet on your channel? Yes, my Survivor series is set in a zombie apocalypse. Lots of love from Sweden. Thank you, Twisted. Gav, haha, horror time. Yes, Gav got me started on Dead by Daylight. That's my beginning foray into horror. It took me a minute to watch the one you did for Spooktober. It took me a minute to write the one I did for Spooktober, to be honest. Czechia, hey, welcome. Pop or metal music? Yes, Michael, yes. I listen to everything. What's up from Southern California? Hey, SoCal in the house, nice. Czech folk, we got more Czechia. Awesome. Scotland says hi. Thank you, Scotland. I hope to visit Scotland someday. Could do a series based on Resident Evil. I would like to play Resident Evil first, and then I would definitely consider that. Kalani, add humble to your personality. Ooh. Okay, sure. Kalani would know. Resident Evil would be awesome. Greetings from the Philippines. Aw, thank you. I'm always into lore stuff with video games, hence why I'm into stuff like Undertale. Oh, yeah. I would like to play Undertale. Next question is from Dade Audio. How did you get so dang awesome? Because I have awesome people around me, and I draw on them. We all hold each other up. I have an awesome family, awesome IRL friends, and awesome VA friends. So that's... The awesomeness is a pool of awesome. Pineapple on pizza, yes or no? Absolutely. Abso-heckin-lutely. Question from Dane the Dane. What made you decide on the name Ilswith? So there is a character in a show called The Last Kingdom on Netflix, and her name is Lady Ilswith. She was a real person. She was King Alfred's wife. Whatever reason, the name just stuck with me, and I really, really loved it. And I kind of researched the real person a little bit, but I liked the name. It just stuck in my head. So I changed the spelling a little bit, and for a while I was using it for my gamer tags and for, you know, placeholder names for characters that I hadn't really decided on a proper name for it yet. And when I started my channel, it was kind of a no-brainer to just keep using that name. A legacy of you making people laugh, cry, feel good about themselves, and use their imagination. Aw, yeah, that would be awesome. Blasphemous. Do you support the legalization of ranch dressing? That depends. What brand? Dead by Daylight has always been interesting to me, like how characters were meant to be analogs for others that were later added. Hillbilly being a bootleg Leatherface who was later added, for example. Oh yeah. Pineapple on pizza scandals. Oh, don't say such things in my stream. The drawing on your stream looks so adorable. Thank you. That was done by Sithy Roses about a year ago. I have her linked in my Twitter and in my YouTube bio if you want to check her out and see about commissioning her. The next question is from TommyBoy2001. Do you have a favorite audio or series that you've done? Yeah, it's definitely Crew of Two. Yeah, just there's a lot of my heart and soul that has gone into that series, just even more so than the others, and I feel like it's pretty evident in my writing, at least. Maybe I'm too close to it, but yeah, definitely Crew of Two. Mushrooms777, what are your favorite movies and shows? Also, I love your content. You're literally my favorite VA. Oh my gosh, that's so sweet. Thank you. Favorite movies, shows. Oh boy, I'm all over the place. So for humor, I like Brooklyn Nine-Nine and the IT Crowd, New Girl, stuff like that. Generally, I gravitate toward things like Vikings. The Last Kingdom was one that I really, really enjoyed. The Expanse, honestly, is my favorite TV show of all time on Amazon Prime. Seriously love it. It's fantastic. Let's see, any friends like Elle has. I've been losing a lot of them recently, ghosting or just leaving because they get tired of me. Aw, I'm sorry to hear that. The closer I get to 30, the more I realize that, like, you gotta find those few people. Like, it's best to put a lot of energy into the few people than a ton of energy into a whole bunch trying to hold friends, right? The right people will stick close to you and gravitate and reciprocate whatever you throw back at them. So it's a balance of finding out, you know, who is going to be good for you and healthy for you. If you need a recommendation for Undertale, it was my fave game before the likes of Disco Elysium dethroned it after almost 8 years straight. Yeah, and I watched you play some Deltarune, I think, Gav. I bought Undertale. It's on my Steam library, but there's a lot on my Steam library. Yeah, we're not going to talk anymore about that. Wasn't the Elfwish question asked in previous? It was asked in my 1K Q&A, but we've got 9,000 more people in here since then, so only fair. Best timing for my internet to die. Well, at least it should be coming back soon, I hope. Is Crew of Two based in an original universe? Yes, Crew of Two is my brainchild. It's loosely inspired by a few other sources like The Expanse and Mass Effect, but it is my own place, my own mind palace, mind galaxy, as it were. Hi from Poland. Aw, thank you, Fritz. Lightsaber color, blue. I like blue. Would you ever consider a Harley Quinn listener audio? So I try to not use existing IPs. I try to come up with my own stuff. So I probably wouldn't do, you know, Harley Quinn per se. You know, but I could come up with some sort of like female villain, kind of something like that. Your passion for Crew 2 is definitely evident. Yeah, it's kind of all over the place, isn't it? Let's see. Question from Laura Ball. Oh, it says, I don't have a question. I just wanted to say I really enjoy listening to your audios and can't wait to see what else you do in the future. Oh, that's really sweet, Laura. Thank you so much for listening. All right, next question. And I do not speak this language, so I cannot pronounce these characters, but if you're here in the chat, you'll know who you are. Question says, I was wondering if the script itself ever has any annotations written on the side to help out during the recording, such as outlining what kind of emotion you would like to say with certain sentence, when a sound effect is meant to be in place, etc. Yes, I do. As I'm going, I put in parentheses any sound effects I want to add, or I begin the sentence with, you know, a note in parentheses, like, you know, crying or struggling for breath, or, you know, whatever that might look like. But yes, I definitely put annotations in there. If you want a good horror movie, The Woman in Black scared me so bad I had to leave for half the day. Ooh. I don't know. I get pretty scared. Like, if I play DBD and the killer is The Shape or Michael Myers, anyone who's played with me can attest to the fact that I scream like a ninny the whole time. It's like, yeah, it's terrifying. It's better to have 4 quarters than 10 dimes. You are absolutely right, Hot Soup. Absolutely. I'm so happy I was able to catch your stream. Your videos always help me chill when life gets a little too stressful. Oh, thank you, Sophia. I'm so pleased to hear that. Alright, need some water. If y'all have the ability to hydrate, do so. Stay hydrated. Hydrate or dihydrate, y'all. 99 in the Expanse. You have my TV show respect. Aw, thank you. Brooklyn 99 is amazing. Undertale playthrough, maybe. Maybe someday. I only subbed a month ago. Excuse me, but now I'm obsessed with your content. Aw, thank you, Cuboid Monkey. I'm on mobile now. Alright, well, I hope your internet comes back soon so you don't have to be on mobile. I know that can be a little rough. Hey, Alex Ray, welcome. Did my question get answered? I only got here. Not yet, Ren, but welcome. Good to see you here. Gotta go live your content. I get so excited when I get a notification for your content. Thank you so much. Hey, thanks for stopping by, Hunter. Thank you for your kind words. That's really sweet. Haley, Quill, and Humor Man. That's pretty clever. You best be hydrating indeed. Have you watched Kenobi? I am watching Kenobi. I'm not caught up on this week's, but yes. Let's all take a sip of hydration right now. Yes, please. Hydrate and unshrimp yourself. Stretch. We're gonna be sitting here for a minute. Alright, next question is from Monica's Cookie VA. How did you react when you hit your first subscriber milestone? And if you don't have one, how did you react when so many people liked your ideas for videos? So my first sub milestone was 100 subs. And I did not think I was going to get there. Just because I wasn't really going for subs in the beginning. I just kind of wanted to put some stories out and see what happened. But thanks to a very, very kind share of Crew of Two by Gav, I got quite a bit of visibility. And the morning I woke up to see I had hit 100 subs, like, I rolled over and just started crying into my pillow. I was so excited, honestly. Like, if you go and listen to my 100 sub, like, thank you shout out video, you can almost hear that I've been crying for like 10 minutes out of excitement. So yeah. And how did I react when so many people liked my ideas? Honestly, I'm flattered that you're all here. This is all just ramble in my head, and I am so pleased that I am able to put it out into a medium that makes sense to other people, let alone that they like. So I'm kind of ecstatic. It feels like I'm walking through a dream sometimes when I get these nice comments about how, you know, y'all are getting stress relief from my videos and you're getting absorbed and you're developing theories and stuff. It blows my mind and it's so incredibly flattering. I'm very appreciative. How about female anti-hero rescue cop listeners slowly becoming a duo or something? Oh, that's a cool idea. I stood up all night after watching a clown horror movie. That sounds like something I would do. Clowns are horrible. Best character in Mass Effect, Garrus Vicarian. Garrus Vicarian is my space husband. He's fantastic. I'm playing Animal Crossing right now and this came out, so I'm now happy. Aww. Q&A hype. Would you ever consider a rehabilitated villain audio? Something where the listener or VA used to be a villain but turned their life around, but people still don't trust them. Oh, that's kind of a neat idea. I have not considered that. Red pill or blue? Isn't that the question? I'll never tell. Would you ever make a TikTok to preview audios or stuff? I am a boomer. I am... I don't think I would have the attention span to manage a TikTok. I like the idea and I appreciate that other people can do it, but it just doesn't seem like it's a medium that I could use, at least not at this point in time. I might consider it later, but if I do, you know, that shout out would be very, very appreciated. We're already happy to see how far you've grown. Aw, thank you. Super brave and awesome how you have ideas and put time and effort into developing them into videos. Aw, thank you, Dante. That's really sweet. Garrus, my boy. Finally, clown hate. More clown hate, please. Yes, clowns are creepy. I can appreciate how they were meant to not be originally, but they are. I have to go, but I'm glad I got to tune into this stream. Congrats on 10K. You should for sure heard it. Aw, thank you so much, Starry Night. Thank you for stopping by, and I hope you have a great rest of your day. Let's see. Question here from Snake Eyes. Why did you start doing roleplay audios? Guess I wanted to. No, I was a listener for quite a while, and I became quite fascinated with the medium of storytelling. It wasn't like audiobooks, you were actually immersed, and it wasn't like videos. You didn't have to visually pay attention. You could just close your eyes and go to whatever you built in your mind based on what they were telling you. And I don't know, it just really drew me in, and I wanted to tell stories like that. I just thought it was fascinating. It's a whole other way of doing it. And I was inspired by the likes of other VAs, such as Gav, Siren Sun, Redacted, people like that, Nomad's Tales and Audios, Greenbrier Audios, all of them kind of inspired me to get started. So, yeah. If you plan to do a vampire and vampire hunter story, yes, I did do one vampire audio. Oof, never again. I was not cool with the way that turned out, honestly. It felt weird. So probably not again. Or if I did, I would have a different premise. Vampire hunter is a cool idea, though. Let's see here. Oh, you're not too late, Daniel. Don't worry. We'll still be going for a bit here. I've got plenty of questions left. Thank you for stopping by. Keyboard Monkey, no, I have to go. Oh, I'm sorry. Well, thank you for stopping by, though. I hope you have a great rest of your day. Do you have any plans of starting a Patreon? I would like to, but I know at this point in time I don't have enough free time to dedicate the appropriate amount of attention to it. I work full-time in addition to doing audios, so I would want to wait until I knew I could dedicate appropriately and give back appropriately for a Patreon. Do you take in script suggestions, requests, example, if someone has a mini scripted series unclaimed and ask you to fill the role? So I write my own scripts for the stuff I produce on my channel. So I generally don't take like script requests to fill on my channel, but if someone else on their channel has, a space for collaboration or for using my voice, I would be very happy to lend my voice on someone else's channel. Anywhere to put late questions in line other than slapping a question on chat. Yeah, just in chat is best. And if you want to hold off until the very end, that's probably when I'll have the most attention to pay to the chat. Right now I'm kind of multitasking. But yeah, chat will be the best place for that. Let's see, next question is from Alex. Here's my question. So you have all these series on this channel. They're all so unique and creative, and recently one just ended. Is there any plans for future news stories or series to be looking forward to? Or mainly focusing on the ones you have currently out? Yeah, like I said earlier, I'm not necessarily trying to like wrap up certain ones or start new ones in a certain prioritized order. It's just kind of what I feel inspired to write about at the time. And right now, I have felt that a couple of stories have run their course, so I'm working on, tying them up, and then others might get inspired to continue or, drag out in some cases. But yeah, let's see. Another one, if you have time to answer. Out of all the series you've done, which is your favorite? You have to choose. Again, Crew of Two. I love that series so much. Let's see here. Ooh, I missed some chat here. Let's see. 2016 was the year clown scares were popular on YouTube. I remember that year. It was horrifying. Oh, that's wild. That was actually, this decade. It was within the last 10 years that happened. That seems so long ago. What's it like being YouTube famous? Ren! I'm not YouTube famous. I have a lot of awesome followers. I don't consider myself YouTube famous per se. I guess, there's 10,000 views. That's a lot of people. That's the population of a pretty good sized town, honestly. I don't know. I don't think about it too much. She's always been a great storyteller. Aw, thank you, Kalani. Greenbrier, yes. Which roleplay video took the most takes to get right? Any roleplay video that requires me to do multiple voices. There was one where I had to voice it was for a Crew of Two. I was Andy, Kajani, and Z, and I just kept slipping up between all the voices and not getting the accents right, and it just, oof, that day took a lot out of me. I treated myself to a nice dessert after that one. Hello from Norway. Hi, Gray Man. Do your parents listen to your content or family? Yes, they do. My parents, my sisters, I have some aunts, I believe, that know about the channel as well. My coworkers know about it. Pretty much everyone close to me knows about it, and all of them at least sub, if not listen. Let's see here. Listener as vampire, so it won't suck for you. That's a good point, Fritz. I hadn't thought about that. From the stories he created, what would you say is your favorite? Crew of Two, definitely. Have you ever collaborated with Greenbrier Audios? I have not. I would love to. I really love her voice. Perhaps someday I will get up the courage to ask her. All right, next question over here from Johnny Over Heaven. Congratulations on 10K. Which series has been the most work to write and make, whether it be characters or world building in general, and which one's your favorite? Again, favorites Crew of Two. Most work is Paraloon, and it's hard because I have this general story idea and I have glimpses of Ruby's life and Ethan's life, and I've been building off of that. But they are stubborn in giving up their story. Let me tell you, sometimes it is hard to world build because I don't know, I feel like I am experiencing the story through Ruby's eyes. She is just as closed off with me in my head as she is with listener. So it's been a work in progress with her. And also, it's a lot of work to do wolf noises. Oh my gosh, it's so much work. Let's see. Here we go. Hello from France. When you write your scripts, do you get inspired by movies or other channels? Also, you're my favorite ASMR roleplay YouTuber. Aw, thank you, Conan Strange. Yeah, I use little bits of inspiration here and there. I don't take IPs, I won't like take an actual character and use it. But, certain scenes will inspire things. Excuse me, need water here. That's better. Certain scenes will inspire me, certain concepts or, pivotal moments will inspire me to recreate or rehash certain things in my own series. Do you procrastinate on writing? If so, how do you overcome it? Yes. Like I said, I work full-time, so it can sometimes be really exhausting to finish up a full work day and then go sit down and write scripts. I try to set myself a 30-minute timer. When I hit to that point where I'm like, I don't want to do this, but I need to. I set a timer for 30 minutes. I put on, some lo-fi or background music, and I tell myself, okay, I get to stop in 30 minutes no matter how far I've gotten. And usually I'm able to crank out like a page and a half minimum, and that helps a lot, right? Because then I've made some progress, and then usually I'll have some momentum going, and I'll say, okay, well, I'll just keep going until I'm out of juice. So then I'll get, 4 pages done instead. Crew of Two will always be my favorite. Z is the best character on there. Still have a gripe about Z not being in the latest episode. Yeah. I am sorry that I was not there, Nixes. I will return soon. Hello from South Africa. Hello, welcome. All right, next question over here. Let's see, where's my spot? I'm gonna mispronounce this. Pixanthal says, oh my gosh, I love your content. It's helped me through really, really hard times. I'm so glad you're getting the recognition you deserve. Oh, thank you so much. How do you come up with the storylines for your videos, especially the series? Like, do you have a set plan from day one, or does the story develop as you go? Yeah, like I said, some of them I will have a full outline of everything that's gonna happen and I stick to it. Others, I just have these vague ideas, these feelings, or like a scene that I will literally see in my head that I want to flesh out, stuff like that. And I will try to place them on a timeline, but it doesn't always work that way. So I'm not able to be consistent with my series in the way I develop them. But for the meantime, it's working. I would like to get further ahead, but it's a little hard to manage sometimes. Let's see here. Would you be interested in doing like a paranormal detective series? Oh, that could be cool. That's an interesting idea. And Elspeth Greenbrier collab would be absolutely legendary. That would be fun, honestly. I think she would be really fun to collab with. Let's see. Perlin is definitely my favorite. I know, Ren. And I love getting your feedback, too. Me, who would just be waiting for the timer to go off. Yeah. But see, then I would just, beat myself up later for not having used that time. At least that way I can say I tried, right? So let's see, next question is from Michelle Johnson. Congrats, I'm happy for you. Thank you so much. My question is, what made you start your channel? And if someone has already asked that, then what are some tips and tricks for people who are thinking of starting a channel like yours or other audio RP makers? Have a good day or night, or just whenever you read this. Oh, thank you, Michelle. So let's see. As I've said, I was already pretty heavily inspired by other VAs to start my channel. I've always liked telling stories, but writing novels is exhausting. Most of my storylines are from novels that I tried to start and ran out of juice on, so it's nice to be able to take them and actually release them in one way or another. The moment where I decided I'm doing this was my second listen through of Gav VA's Starline series 1. There is a kind of an emotional, cute moment in the very end if you choose a certain path. And I was just like, I want to inspire this kind of feeling in people, right? Like, I want to do this. I've got to do this. I can't not do this anymore. I want to be part of this. So I went upstairs and started writing my first audio that very day. And it wasn't actually the first audio I released. It was the first part to Crew of Two that I began writing that day. I didn't release it till later because it took me a while to flesh out what I wanted to do with it, but yeah. Let's see here. Congratulations on 10K. My question is, if you were approached by a big studio that said they could make one of your stories into a show or movie, which one would you like to see adapted? Crew of Two for me. Yep, Crew of Two for me too, Daniel. I would love to see that. That would be so cool. Oh my gosh. I like how she programmed Z to change the stranger's name when she acknowledges him. Yeah, thank you. Cosplay Phantom, congrats on 10K. Thank you. Who would be a dream to collab with? Redacted ASMR. Super, super talented. His stories are amazing. The depth of his universe is absolutely insane to me. It blows my mind. So it would be a huge honor to work with him at some point. Hey Saber, welcome. Do you ever wish you could go back and change a story element from an RP? From time to time in my series, I will run into a point where I'm like, oh crap, I wish I hadn't done that because now I kind of want to retcon it, but I have made a commitment to not retcon things. So I use it as a drive to get super creative and try to work my way around it. I just had to leave for like 10 minutes. Well, hey, welcome back. Me, write that down. Yeah, get your note cards. That's why I do too. The timer goes off and I sit there and think I should have worked during it. Books are so hard to write. Yeah, they really are. I actually got recommended that series, but I never listened to it. It's crazy popular if I remember correctly. If you're talking about Starline, yes, I recommend you go listen to it because it's amazing. I got into writing because a story I read, a story that ended in a way I didn't like. Oh yeah? Well, that's valid. I have been known to write a bit of fan fiction from time to time as well, and no, I will not be taking further questions on that topic. Crew 2 adopted into a movie would be definitely something I definitely watch. Yeah, I would. It's the kind of thing I would like to watch, so that's the kind of thing I've been trying to put out into the YouTube community. Let's see here. Question from Aaron. What inspired you to start making audios? Additionally, how do you manage to make such creative names? Yeah, like I said, other VAs inspired me to start making audios. Creative names, this is gonna sound so dumb, but I've literally had this ongoing Google note, and I've kept it since I was in like early college. Every time I hear a name I like, I write it down. Whether it be fantasy or real, I write it down. And usually when I just need an off-the-cuff name, I'll look at that list and pick one that sounds good. But if it's a fantasy name, I will mishmash between other fantasy names and go with that. Let's see here. The writing thing is so relatable. After I write out whatever brain fart story idea I had in that moment, I just hit a hard wall when it comes to actually pushing the story forwards. Yes, I completely agree. I'm dealing with that right now, in fact, with one of my characters. Let's see. Hey, Ren, these are your questions. Let's see. Where do you find inspiration for your stories and characters? Is there any inspiration from pop culture, personal experiences, or maybe both? So there's definitely some pop culture influence. Like I said, Crew of Two, I love The Expanse and I love Mass Effect and, Gav's Starline series as well. I kind of drew on some elements from those to get an idea for what I'd like my universe to feel like. Spellbound for me took some inspiration from the TV show Merlin, actually. That's kind of what I wanted it to feel like. And a little bit of Dragon Age as well, if I'm being honest. So yeah, there's definitely some pop culture there. Personal experiences are fleshed out in the way that my characters experience the world around them. That's not to say that everything that a character goes through is something I've gone through in real life, but the way that they approach the things that happen to them, I try to put myself into those shoes and see how I would react to it, and then see maybe how they might react to make them a little more unique. As for inspiration for the characters themselves, I mean, a lot of them are characters that have lived in my head for a while, and I've wanted to tell their stories. Others I just get completely off the cuff. Like, literally was walking through a grocery store, and there were these two dudes having this conversation about whether it was better to be the big spoon or the little spoon. And in my head, I thought, you know, orc girlfriends would make a great big spoon. So I went home and I wrote an orc girlfriend audio. I mean, it just happened. Let's see here. Rebel of the Orc story being in the same universe as the Sorceress was dope. Do you have plans to have other stories in the same universe, say Crew 2, for example? The dots will be revealed through the stories, Hot Soup. They will be revealed. The truth will out. Write what you want to see. Exactly. Hello, Butterfly Sly. I'm well, thank you. How about you? I have a friend named Isosa. Isosa? Isosa, that's pretty. Hi, Joseph. Thank you for coming. I also have a names list. It's massive now, but the two names I usually stick with for my video game characters are Samuel for male and Alba for female. Those are good ones. That's actually brilliant. I always feel like the names I'm coming up with are so cringe. I mean, don't kill the part of you that cringes. Or kill the part of you that cringes, not, you know, not all that. Let's see. I get the inspiration from watching other VAs, but it can be hard when they set the bar high. But you gotta start somewhere, right? Like, everyone started somewhere. If you go back through other VAs' audios, you're always gonna find one that they themselves are not so proud of. Just start and then commit to doing better if you don't like it, right? You've got to put it out and see how it is received. Like, I'm gonna be honest with you. I did not think anyone would like a Crew of 2. I'm going to be blunt there. It was a story that I really wanted to tell and that I have a great time telling, but I did not expect anyone to like it. It was just there because I liked it. So, you know, do what you want to do, write what you want to write. Gotta go now. I'm all sore and pain from workout. Oof. And I have class tomorrow and it's 2 in the morning. Have a nice stream. All the best. Thank you, Edward. I hope you get some good sleep and have a good day tomorrow. I watched Merlin when I was younger. I have to say Spellbound is probably my favorite of your work. Oh, thank you so much. I really love the universe, so, you know, while Gwen's story may come to a close, I am not anywhere near done with the Spellbound setting. I mean, a lot of my other stories have ties to it. If you listen to them, there's a few that are all kind of intertwined into this one universe, so nowhere near done with Spellbound. Congrats on 10K. Thank you, Kiyotaka. Merlin was a great show. It really was. It's super underrated. Are you a Dungeons & Dragons fan? Yeah, I just finished up a campaign a few months ago, actually, that I was in for a couple of years. I played a Gloomstalker Ranger, and my Gloomstalker character, one of my first audios, is based on that campaign loosely. How dark is a Crew 2 setting? I get the vibe of Mass Effect and The Expanse. I really like dark lighting, but is it like that, or is it brighter like most of Star Trek or older sci-fi? It kind of depends. I imagine inside the ship is decently well lit, but, you know, if you're just strolling around, you know, on various worlds and whatnot, it's going to be different based on the different worlds you're on. I'm trying to flesh out that it's unique wherever you land, you know, just like Tatooine in Star Wars has 2 suns, you know, there's going to be worlds that have different things like that. And I am actually going to address that in a future audio of Crew 2. There's going to be a world that's kind of unique. Let's see here. Next question from Ren is, even though you already have a full-time job, do you see yourself taking voice acting further than the audio roleplay community? If so, what kind of things would you be most interested in voicing? I've personally always had a dream of being an announcer in a video game. Ren, I would love that. I love your voice. I would love to hear it in a video game. Please do that. Let's see. Yeah, right now, I don't see myself having the free time to like invest in making voice acting a career. However, if I saw the opportunity and I was able to work for it, I would definitely go for it. And for me, it would be video games. TV shows are okay, right? Anime's okay, and I know a lot of voice actors get their start there, but for me, I feel like the most pleasure out of doing it for video games. That's what kind of inspired me to do it, listening to the likes of, Jennifer Hale and Laura Bailey and Matt Mercer and Troy Baker and all of them. Like, they're so freaking talented, honestly. They're amazing people. And I mean, there are very few jobs where you can record in your pajamas, right? Like, heck yeah. Next question is from Alley Cat. I have 3 questions. First, what are your pronouns? It's she, her. Second, who is your favorite villager in Animal Crossing? I have not had time to play Animal Crossing yet. I just got done with a move, so hopefully soon here I'll have the free time to start up a new video game, and at that point I can readdress that question, but as of right now, I have no idea. And finally, do you make profiles for the characters you make, like with drawings and the character's history and stuff like that? I don't do drawings. I have an idea of what they look like in my head, certainly. As far as their history, yes. I sometimes go through, this is gonna sound so weird, but those like weird like college orientation icebreaker questions they have you do? I go through those lists with my characters and I try to answer them and flesh out who they are as people. And that kind of helps me figure out how they're gonna react in certain scenarios. But yeah. Let's see here. I have 2 questions from Julia Duarte. What's some of your favorite audio series by other roleplay ASM artists you listen to? Can you give any hints about future audios you might make or would be interested to make? Yeah, as I said about future audios, I just kind of do what I'm inspired to write, and I don't have any new ideas at this point that I haven't already got the ball rolling on, but there's always stuff bouncing around inside of this thick skull of mine, so I'm sure something will come out at time. My favorite audio series by other roleplay ASM artists. Well, I've already mentioned Gav's series. It's fantastic. Zeta has a Necromancer series, Telwyn the Necromancer, which I've actually featured in as one of the characters. Really love that one. I like Redacted a lot because his entire universe is very interconnected and there's a ton of different characters in there. It's like all one giant series, kind of. So I really love that. I've listened to a couple of Siren Sun's full series, like the Orc series is really good by him, and the Merman one as well. Let's see. Gosh, there's a lot of them. I haven't listened recently, I've been too busy, but there's a lot of series I like. As far as one-offs, like, kind of comfy role plays, I really like Caden Audios. I listen to his stuff a lot. But yeah, I haven't listened to a lot of things recently. How do you do research for going into roleplay ASMRs for stuff like script writing, equipment, editing, etc.? Got any advice for where to start or general tips for people who would want to go into that kind of creative work? So I knew that I would want to invest in some hardware, but not a ton. So I looked up just, Blue Yeti is a good place to start for a mic, right? It's not your best sound quality, but it's easy out of the box USB plug. It's very simple. So I researched what would work best with that. I got a laptop and I picked Audacity because it was free and it would give me a good learning curve. And I am still using Audacity to this day, in fact. I know a lot of people eventually end up upgrading to other things like, Adobe Audition and whatnot, but this just works really well for me. And then as far as like how to promote your content, I did watch some videos on, what's the best way to do that. I reached out to some other creators on, what did they do for their tags? What did they do for their descriptions? What kind of things to avoid, so that you don't get copyright strikes and you don't get, crushed by the algorithm, as it were. But you have to come at it from like, what works for you. If you're only going to be releasing audios once a week, do research based on that. If you're going to be doing it multiple times a week, go for that kind of thing. Any advice? Just get started. That was the biggest thing. It was just getting started. You write a script, do something that you are proud of and put it out there, and the right people will come listen to it. Yeah, the hardest part's getting started, always. But don't be afraid to fail, right? Like, honestly, if you flop, you learn from it, you keep going. And for me, it was, like I said, it wasn't really about subscribers or views. It was just about creating stories that other people may or may not like to hear. And yeah, that's why I got started there. Let's see here. I'm a little behind on chat. Let's scoot up here. Here's one. What actress best describes you? I don't know. That's a really good question. I'm not this might be awkward, but like I'm not very good at celebrity culture, so I don't know a ton about that kind of stuff. I honestly don't have an answer for that one. Let's see. Sophia, I really love how you edit your audios and bring the surroundings to life. What program do you use? Does it take a long time? I use Audacity, and then for a lot of my sounds, I use Soundly Pro. That is one thing that I did in my research. I learned that getting a good source of sound is helpful, and I pay $15 a month for access to it, but it has literally millions of sound clips in there for literally anything you could think about. Especially outdoor things that you can't really replicate yourself. Like, yeah, if I want to open up a bag of potato chips in an audio, I can do that on my own mic, and that's fine, but it's kind of hard to record 5 minutes of bird song without getting, you know, a train or a dog barking or other things, so it's helpful to be able to just pull that from online. And it can take a long time. There are some audios that I have spent 10-12 hours editing because I just want the soundscape to feel right. Here we are asking for next 20 seasons. Well, I mean, it's very flattering though, Fritz. Gotta take Kidlet to work in 10. Happy 10K. Aw, thank you so much, Kalani. Thank you for stopping by. Have a good day. Cuboid Monkey says, I'm playing D&D in school. It's a year 7 D&D club that happens once every 2 weeks. It's honestly very fun. It's a great roleplay game. I love it. Speaking of Spellbound series, what do you have for the finale? You're gonna find out. Dante, I'm listening to another song right now, so the background music is mixing with mine in sort of a cool way. Oh, very nice. Hot Soup, will any of your characters ever take an arrow to the knee and get married? Gonna have to find out. Hi from Australia. Thank you, Avash. I feel like if you like D&D, you should try Elden Ring. It's difficult, but I love fleshing out my characters, and it gives me ideas for my own writing. I have wanted to try Elden Ring just when I have more free time, and right now my life is a bit in upheaval with the move and whatnot, so it's one of those games I'd like to get to eventually, and if I can stop being seduced by the Siren Song of Dragon Age playthrough number 10, I will be able to bump it up on the list, but yeah, BioWare kind of has my whole heart. Let's see. College Icebreaker Test is really good. Yeah, oh, thank you. Yeah, you can absolutely steal that. Go for it. Go for it, 21. Dragon Speaks, good morning, and congratulations on reaching and passing 10,000. Thank you, Dragon Speaks. I really enjoyed your comments, by the way. I appreciate your feedback. Like, I love getting kind of the in-depth comments that I can learn from and do better by, and it's really fun for me. Here's a mention Blue Yeti drops dead and dies of death poisoning. I'm talking on the Blue Yeti right now, Ren. I'm sorry. In fairness, I did upgrade later to, oh my gosh, what is it? It's a Rode NT1A. That's what I use for my recording now. I use my Blue Yeti for streaming, so I did upgrade, I promise, but it's a great starter mic. It really is. You like D&D? Do you listen to any D&D podcasts? I do not. I know of many that I think I would enjoy. I just, when I have time to listen to stuff, I listen to other people's audios. That Mike Lean just put me super on edge. I'm sorry. Let's see here. Next set of questions from Carl the Longshoreman. Would you do a series set in existing universes? If you're referring to like intellectual properties, probably not, just because, like I said, I like to avoid that stuff, both for copyright reasons and I like to kind of challenge myself creatively to do something different. And then as far as my actual channel, yes, some of my series do crisscross between different storylines, and they are set in the same universe. Thank you, Gerard. That's very sweet. You use that mic. Hey, great minds, right, Ren? Congrats on hitting 10K. Thank you so much, Heistman. Ellie Cat. Hey, Milo, welcome. Favorite genre of music? Yes. Listen, Hot Soup, my Spotify is a mess. it doesn't know what to recommend to me, because sometimes I'm listening to U2, and then I'm listening to the soundtrack to Assassin's Creed Valhalla, and then I'm listening to the Taylor Swift that I used to bop to in high school, and it's a complete eclectic weirdness. It cannot figure out what I like to listen to because I am all over the board. I love most music. Country is the only one that I dial back on, and that's mainly because where I live, that is all I hear. I think I would like it better if I didn't have to hear it every time I went to the store. Let's see here. Question 2, will you set up a Discord? I have considered it. Right now, the answer is no, just because, again, I mean, I work full-time, and I currently juggle a lot of responsibilities, and I don't think I would be able to give it the appropriate amount of attention that it would deserve. So for now, it's a no. I would like to have the free time to do so, though. What inspired you to do ASMR or each series? Yeah, again, it's other VAs inspired me to start in general, but each series is just kind of based on stuff that's been living in my head for a while. Novels that I tried to start and didn't finish, ideas that I liked, particular scenes that I wanted to flesh out. Like, honestly, Heirloom came about because I had one scene in mind where a kind of tsundere bitchy shifter girl chewing someone out. That is the entire reason Paralune exists. Let's see here. What do you find appealing about fantasy sci-fi universes? I've always loved them because it gives a sense of adventure I cannot have in real life. Same. That's exactly why I like them too. I mean, it's you cannot slay the dragon in real life. You cannot become a dragon in real life. You can work for a living, and there's honor in that, and you can definitely have a happy life, but there are adventures you just cannot have in real life unless you play video games or listen to stories or read them or whatever. Howdy from Texas. Howdy. I used to live in Dallas. Let's see. For the sake of not getting slapped on the wrist by YouTube, I will not be reading that question out loud, but those poor scientists were not making enough money. 83, they were not. Gray man, I'm gonna get off now. I gotta go shopping. Have fun. Hopefully be back for the stream ends. Hey, have a good time shopping. Thank you so much for stopping by. Dragon Speaks. I feel extremely seen just now. I'm glad my mostly coherent ramblings are enjoyable and helpful. Yeah, I really appreciate it. I really do. I love getting feedback on my series. As a pilot, I appreciate the Crew of 2 series. Aw, thank you. Don't forget to stay hydrated and eat something. I'm gonna hydrate right now. Everybody who has hydration ability, please do so. Let's see. My playlist goes from Scald. Okay, so Hot Soup. Major respect. I love Scald, literally. I was in their like top 3% of listeners last year on Spotify, so I feel you. Motorhead ends with Achy Breaky Heart. Yeah, no, same thing. Playlist everywhere. Just all over the place. All I can say is a 4 a.m. YouTube rabbit hole. Been there. The YouTube rabbit hole never ever ends. Welcome back, Julia. I did answer your questions. I'll be uploading the VOD later, though, so you can listen to the answers. Let's see. DeMichael Galloway says, what was the moment that made you decide to get into doing ASMR roleplays? As I said, it was listening to the end of Gav's Starline series over again. Just that emotion in that scene just made me finally give in, like, I have to write this. What's your creative process like when crafting scripts? Yeah, usually I just have a scene in mind or a couple of lines, you know, just a few moments really that I put in order, and then I try to come up with filler that lets them segue, and I look for opportunities to pull, you know, factoids and Easter eggs from other things. Yeah. I wish I could say it was a better process, but honestly, it's kind of like cooking, right? You know, you can follow a recipe, but you can also just yell into the void and see what yells back and throw some things in a pan and get creative. So that's closer to what I'm doing right now, actually. And what advice would you give to someone who wants to do ASMR scripts? So in addition to the just do it advice from earlier, I honestly just do what makes you happy, right? If it makes you happy to create something and put that out into the world, then just lean on that. Don't worry too much about whether other people are going to like it, right? Like, just do what makes you happy. Sing the song your heart wants you to sing. That sounds super cheesy and cliche, and I'm very sorry. Oh, let's see. Sometimes I want to be 3 dwarves in a trench coat. Yeah. I have often said I am several quirks in a trench coat, so you know. Forced hydration ASMR where it's just you screaming at us to drink. That's an idea. 4:18 a.m. Oh my goodness. Gotta fly out. Thanks for the amazing content. Oh, thank you so much for stopping by. I'm really glad you enjoy the content. Get some rest, and I hope your flight goes well. What Animal Crossing character do you think you're most like? I have not played Animal Crossing yet. I have been pretty crazy lately trying to move, and haven't really played anything except for a couple rounds of Dead by Daylight for like the last month. So I will come back to that question after I've had time to play Animal Crossing. Let's see. Next question is from another passerby. How much wood would a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood? Well, a woodchuck would chuck as much wood as a woodchuck could chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood. Obviously. What is your favorite dessert? I love strawberry rhubarb pie. And if I'm not feeling fruity, a gooey brownie. 21 cries for girlfriend drowns you ASMR. Oh my goodness. Not on my channel. You should play Animal Crossing once you've moved. I would love to. I am looking forward to getting some chill time to just relax and play some video games. I have missed getting chill time. It has been a minute. No, I cannot pronounce that 83. I wish I could, but I cannot. Let's see. Question C here. If you could master and perform one spell from any universe, which spell would you choose to master? Honestly, some sort of transformation shifting spell. I love the idea of a shapeshifter because you can become anything really as long as the mass is more or less equal. The ability to fly, the ability to run fast or to swim underwater at a moment's notice, I think that would be really, really cool. So that's probably the spell that I would try to master. Favorite romance in Dragon Age Inquisition? I'm a real sucker for Cassandra. Ugh. Cullen. I can't handle the tortured blonde boy. He's just every single time. I have tried to romance other people, and like I succeeded before I romanced Cullen the first time. But every time I play now, I just go for Cullen. So next time I play, I'm gonna create a male character, so I'm literally blocked off for romancing Cullen. Like, that's just how I'm gonna do it. And I do want to romance either Cassandra or Dorian. Honestly, both of those would be really fun for me, so. Yes, those are words, indeed. With summer here, can we expect our favorite dudette? I am working on some ideas for Surfer Girl. I want to bring her back. Let's see, we have questions here from Legendary Dragon Spitfire. Congrats on the well-deserved 10K, thank you so much. I know you've said you like telling stories, but could you elaborate on what drives you to create? Oh, that's an interesting way of considering that. Okay, so I don't know. Like I said, I do see flashes of scenes and ideas and conversations in my head, and there are things that, you know, wouldn't happen in real life, right? So I try to create a setting where those would actually happen. That's one thing. And then sometimes I just get this weird energy, like, you ever, I mean, this is something I think everyone does, but, you know, you have a conversation with someone, maybe it's an argument, maybe it's not, but you think of a better way to handle it later, you know, a comeback that would have been very funny, or, you know, a legendary mic drop kind of thing. I take that energy and I carry it over into my writing because, like, dang it, that's too good to not use. I'm going to use it somewhere. So that kind of pushes me to develop my stories differently. What does your workflow look like when creating audios, from going from idea to script story to masterpiece audio? So I always write first. I don't record anything until I have written out a full script that I'm happy with. Then I record I clean up my voice lines first. I make them, you know, louder if I need to, or quieter. I get rid of the mouth sounds. I try to make sure that, you know, my take is good before I start adding sound to it. But then I throw in background ambiance and then all those little sounds that bring the scene to life after that fact. Export that audio, create a thumbnail, throw them together into a video, and upload. Let's see here. I want to be the best runner in my school. That's my long-term goal. All the power to you. I hope you succeed. Favorite Domitresque? I haven't actually played it myself, so I don't have a preference per se. Shy anime girl beats you to death with a folding chair. Wholesome. I think you got your tags mixed up there, bud. Your little Cully Wooly, as Sarah would put it. Yeah, Cully Wooly. Yeah. Nothing like your first love, for real. Yeah, I figured you meant dudette. Have you played Mass Effect? Several times. If so, who's your favorite companion? Mine's Tally. So, my favorite romance is Garrus. My favorite overall companion is a toss-up between Tally and Rex, depending on the situation. And, yeah. I think Rex is just a fantastic character, but there are some times where Tally's humor and finesse just shine, and that makes her my second favorite. So yeah, it's kind of between the two of them, just depending on the situation. Are you ever gonna do anything gender specific like F for F, asking for a very gay friend? So I try to make what I create accessible to everyone. I try to use gender neutral terms as often as possible. If I did an F for F audio, it would be for a very specific kind of scenario. And I would make sure that around the same time I also created an M for F as well, because I do want everyone to feel like there's something accessible to them that they can relate to. But I am definitely not opposed to doing that. I want to make sure I do it justice and whatnot. And lately I've been really enjoying the series stuff. So every now and then, most of the time, honestly, I just go with what I'm inspired to do. But the long answer, or short answer rather, is yes, I would like to at some point. I just have not had the proper inspiration yet. I hate those moments. I always feel embarrassed afterwards. Let's see. What's your favorite fruit, if you like them? If you don't, what's your favorite fruit? See, I love fruit. Berries are probably my favorite, like strawberries specifically, but I also really love watermelon. I think watermelon's delicious. And I also love pineapple. See, I can't pick one. They're all good. Let's see. Next question here. It's still from Legendary Dragon Spitfire. Do you ever struggle with motivation or have any tips to counter it? All of the time. I've talked about script writing and how I have to sometimes set a timer in order to really get involved with it. So that helps with the script writing. But let me tell you, when I edit, if I know it's going to be an editing heavy audio, I cannot drag myself kicking and screaming to edit it. It is so hard. I will get distracted by other things. It is to the point where I cannot edit on my big PC anymore because I will just fire up a video game and start playing. I have to edit on my laptop in another room because I will get distracted. So, usually I will go for a walk or something, kind of get some blood flowing, and that way I'll feel relaxed enough to just kind of sit for a while and work on editing. But yeah, I struggle with motivation all the time. Let's see. Next question. I would like to know your pronouns so I can refer to you right. It's she, her. Content is very inclusive. Oh, thank you so much for saying that. I really, really, really try to make sure that it's accessible to everyone and enjoyable for everyone. From the beginning, I wanted to make sure that anyone in any walk of life could pick up my audio and feel like I was at least speaking to them. You know, it doesn't have to necessarily be the most directly validating because it is hard to completely cater to everybody all at once, but I want to make sure that nobody feels excluded at the very least. And I love getting feedback, you know, as to how I'm doing on that front, because I know it can be rough for, you know, people to speak up about that. But I love getting feedback. So let's see. Next question is, what's your favorite quote? I have two. One of them is from Henry David Thoreau, and the other is from a Tumblr post. If that tells you anything about who I am as a person. So the quote by Thoreau goes, "If one advances confidently in the direction of his dreams and endeavors to live the life which he's imagined, he will meet with a success unexpected in common hours." I think about that a lot. You know, as long as you are working towards your dreams, as long as you have a light at the end of the tunnel and you feel that you're making progress, there's no reason to not feel happy, right? I'm a big believer in, if you don't like something about your life, change what you can, right? And if you're not able to change what you can, it's okay to ask for help to change it, right? And at some point that is going to make your life better because you know you're trying, you know you're doing your best. And, you know, we get tired. And the world does try to beat us down, which brings us to my next favorite quote, which is simply, "Do no harm and take no shit." That is it. Do no harm and take no shit. I live by that. Let's see here. HCS Beer characters, Andy, Blythe, Gwen, Ruby, and maybe Kajani's favorite sport. Ooh, favorite sport. Let's see. Well, Blythe was a soccer player from time to time, but she wasn't really big in sports. She preferred choir. She did do summer soccer. Gwen is somewhat handy with a sword, but she's better with her spells, so most of what she did was dance. Ruby was into softball. and Andy and Kajani, neither of them really got into sports, from what I've at least considered for now. I mean, they live out in space, and I don't get the impression that the Aces ever let Andy do too much fun, so, yeah. Surfer girl turns into a shark and bites your leg off. Oh my goodness, Ren, are you okay? Yeah, dude. Girlfriend whispers sweet nothings in your ear as you commit war crimes that violate the Geneva Convention. Is this villain's girlfriend RP? Is that what I'm smelling in here? My sympathies for your troubles with motivation while doing sound editing. I have similar difficulties with my audio projects. Yeah, it can be rough. It really can, especially if you know you've got to put a lot of effort into setting it something just so. Oof. Let's see. I have a couple more questions from Legendary Dragon Spitfire. One is, what are some of your favorite audios series moments that you've done so far? Oh boy. Okay. This is gonna sound awful, but anything where I get to cry, I have a lot of fun expressing a ton of emotion in the sound booth, and I have just, oh my gosh, it's a blast. It is an absolute blast, and I don't know what that says about me as a person. I just have so much fun with that. I think the moment I'm most proud of having edited and created in general was the entire second half of part 6 of A Crew of 2, where Andy gets shot. I put so many hours into that episode, and I was very, very picky with how it turned out, and I feel like the effort is pretty clear in it. I was very proud of my end product there, and just, yeah, oh, it was a roller coaster, and it was fun. And the last question here is, most importantly, do you like pickles? Yes. I adore pickles. Pickles are one of my favorite snacks. All right, let's see. Let's get caught up on chat here. Cute small talk with your girlfriend as you bury a body in the woods. Are you all okay? Let's see. Good evening, Elsworth. Congratulations on 10K. You deserve every one of them. Always impressed by the quality of the stuff you put out. Thanks for doing what you do. Oh, thank you so much. That's really sweet. Also, being an NB with half of my family who doesn't really use the pronouns, your content is so comforting for me, regardless of what's happening in the audio, so thank you for that. Oh, thank you so much. That's really good to hear. Thank you, Dante. Have a great day as well. Let's see. Do you have a guilty trope element that you like to include in your audios? Yeah, I mean, injured listener is kind of one of those things that I fall back on. Like, even if it's not the theme of the audio, I try to find little ways for either listener or character to be taken care of. I just think it's kind of fun, and it facilitates a lot of natural conversation, particularly intimate conversation if you're trying to encourage a relationship with your characters. So I do like to drop that in there. Andy just got into war crimes. She's been into war crimes for a little while. Geneva suggestion. That is exactly correct. I don't think Ren's all right up there. Closest to a sport for Andy could be pool, right? And she's very good. And pickled juice. You are right, Kalani. Pickled juice is good. I love showing loads of emotion and stuff. I got to throw so much episode in Electric Invasion episode 1 and it was great. Wanted to drop in and thank you for your audios. They always make me feel better when I've had a bad day or I'm just feeling depressed, so thank you. Aw, I'm so glad I was able to help Nathan. I really appreciate that. So we've reached the end of the pre-submitted questions. If there are more in the chat that you all would like to ask, please feel free to drop them in here. Let's see. I never judge, but there are a lot of yandere-esque requests coming in, huh? Yeah, I can't do yandere. I don't like listening to it, and I don't like even the idea of creating it, honestly. It just, you know, nothing wrong with people who listen to it or write it, but it feels icky to me, so I can't do it. Chat is giving some fire Halloween special ideas. They really are, for real. Hydrate time. Everybody stretch. Have you ever played Cookie Clicker? I have not. I have seen someone play it. Thoughts on cats named Frank? I think a cat named Frank would probably deserve good ear scritches and, you know, belly rubs if allowed. Speedrunning Cookie Clicker with Surfer Girlfriend. That is very specific. Oh goodness, yeah. One of the things about Surfer Girl is she likes being outside. Like, you don't catch her indoors a lot. But Friendsgiving was something I wanted her to do just because I looked at all my characters and I thought she would simply be the most likely person to just take in anyone and say, hey, please let me feed you. Let's see, how much time do we have left of this stream? Mainly asking because I don't want it to end. Aw. I figured we'd go for a little while longer. If the questions keep rolling in, we'll keep going for a bit. I figured I would probably end it around noon my time, which is about 25 minutes from now. But if the questions taper off, we can end a little earlier. It just kind of depends on what people are feeling. Greetings from South Africa. I really enjoy your audios. I always get excited when I see your uploads because they're so well done. Aw, thank you, Kapana. That's very sweet of you. Big stretch. Good, Ren. Very good. Excuse me. What kind of gaming systems do you have? I would like to add you to my Switch friends list. I usually play on PC. I do play on Switch, but I only add people that I know in real life, so I do appreciate the suggestion. But yeah, I'm keeping it just to people that I interact with IRL. Frank appreciates the ear scritches and belly rubs. Aw, that's so sweet. Frank sounds like a good kitty. You could go for an adventure through Cookie Clicker lore. I'm gonna have to look this up, honestly. Have you ever been in an RP before? What do you think about RP? I assume you mean like role plays, like audio role plays. I'm not sure I understand your question. I'm sorry. I have to go now, but this has been fun and chill. Hopefully you'll have some time in the future for more streams. I hope so. Thank you so much for stopping by, Daniel. I really appreciate you coming to say hi and listening in. My goodness, there is a bunch of you here. This is really, really flattering. I'm so pleased you all showed up. Let's see here. Oh my goodness. Twisted, if you're still here, thank you so much for the gift on Throne. I just got the notification. That is really kind of you. Thank you so much. Thank you, Daniel. I appreciate that a lot. Hot Soup, you mentioned you like Scald. Which of their songs do you like most? Rune. I love Rune. Both versions. It's so good. If I understand this correctly, the channel name is from Old English. Not too common to see Old English in non-linguistic circles. Why pick such a cool name? Yeah, as I said earlier, so it's a character from The Last Kingdom and a real life person as well, Lady Elswith, who was wife of King Alfred back in the day. I really liked her name. It just kind of stuck with me. And that happens from time to time. I'll hear a name that just sticks in my head and I'm like, I love that. I want to use that. So I'll throw it on my list. But I wanted to use that name for me, so it kind of became my gamer tag for a long time, and it was a no-brainer to use it for the channel. Frank is a 16-year-old ginger tabby with scruffy fur and half an ear. You can't change my mind. Aw. Sound effects question. Aside from Z's voice, are there any sound effects you tend to use a lot, either out of necessity or because it's a particularly favorite sound of yours? One thing I learned from a fellow VA is to, this is gonna sound weird, but it makes all the difference, I swear. When you have your audio track, you set reverb to 0 on everything except wet gain to -3, and for some reason it helps the voice sound a little more full, just a little more full, and I use that all the time. Let's see, sound effects you tend to use a lot. So this is also a funny one. When I first started, I had done a girlfriend helps you sleep audio, and I had to record like bed sounds, right? Like you're rolling around, you're adjusting your pillow, you're pulling your blankets around, etc. I took the mic and I recorded like 5 minutes of just the noises you'd make as you're getting comfy in bed kind of thing. And I keep using that recording. I swear I use it in almost every audio that requires any cloth sounds. It's just become this old staple. In fact, it kind of lives at the top of my audio folder. Let's see. Does anyone here go to OIEA? I do not know what that means. Hello from Greece. Oh, hello, I'm bored. So nice to see you. You seem like such a genuine person, and I love it so much. Oh, thank you so much. That's so sweet of you. From my memory of Old English, Aylesworth means strong temple. Yes, it does. That is, that's what I got from it as well. Frank is a gray tabby with a little white. Oh my goodness, Frank, I love you. Oh, what a sweetie. I'm excited because I'm getting allergy shots to help get rid of my allergies, and cats are one of the things I've been allergic to my whole life. So I'm really hoping that those allergies will taper off so I can appropriately love on cats. Let's see here. Whew. Frank. Hey, Jolly. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Hi, Cyber Taco. Thank you so much. Oh my goodness. I've been getting so many kind messages from people. It has been blowing my mind. You guys are the sweetest. Very important question. Would you consider having a cat as a consistent supporting character in a series? I mean, I have a AI, so I see no reason why a cat couldn't be. I don't have any particular plans for it, but I see no reason to close it off. Frank is a dog, but with a cat mask on. I'm allergic to cats too, and it's so sad. It really is. They're so cute with their little ears and their cute little faces and their little toe beans, and oh, I just want to like rub my face in their floof, but it'll make me die. Oh, it's the worst. The sleep aid audio is what introduced me to your channel. 10 out of 10. Always re-listen to it when I have issues sleeping. Oh my goodness, that's so sweet. I'm so glad it helps. I would like to do another sleep aid at some point. I haven't decided if I want it to be like a girlfriend-based one or not, but I would like to do another one. Those are fun to do. What is one of your favorite collab audios? That's a really good question. I don't know. I mean, from other creators, honestly, Good Boy Audios has an amazing space pirates saga that brings in a ton of other VAs, and that's probably pretty close to my favorite one to listen to, because I can't think of any others. That was the only one that like pops up in my head as like a big collab effort. Yeah, as far as my channel goes, honestly, I don't have a particular favorite. I just love getting these super talented people to lend me their voices for a hot minute. I mean, I turn into Ursula the Sea Witch and like, give me your voice. It's really fun to have them, and they're all super talented and just blows my mind. So I love all of them. Cat allergies are the worst. Sincerely, cat owner. Oh no, rip. I'm so sorry. Torix in chat. Calm down, Ren. You should have Frank co-star. Aw. I thought you were comparing a cat to an AI, and yeah, then that was wrong per se. I mean, there is some similarity there, depending on the cat. Excuse me. Frank should meet Arthur, my best friend's cat. Aww. Frank has little tufts of hair on the top of his ears, making him look like a lynx. I am dying. That is the cutest thing I've ever heard. Having a side cat character means you may have to source a lot of sound effects of various objects getting knocked off of tables and shelves. You know, that could actually be like therapeutic for me though, because then if I've had a bad day, I'll just go to the thrift store, drop a couple bucks on, you know, stuff to drop, and then come home and just push things off of the counter. It's therapy for me and sound effects. It's work, right? Would you consider doing another funny ASMR audio? I would love to. I have so much fun doing humor in my series, and I try to just naturally intersperse it, but it would be fun to do like a comedy one again. Please by any means do another sleep aid. It helps a lot. Oh, good to know. Good to know. Well, you can't be allergic to AI, so Z is a perfect pet. You are absolutely right. The cat causes all the trouble of the RP either by sitting on the console mid-combat or spilling the coffee all over the exposed shift bars. Oof. Oof. That sounds like a bad time. I feel like Z would get super attached to a cat, to be honest with you. I mean, you've seen how she is with baby hedgehogs and baby elephants. I got a cat like a week ago and the thing has been driving my family crazy, and the cat has 6 toes. Aww. So cute. Well, hopefully once it gets settled in, it'll stop driving everyone crazy. Usually when animals misbehave a little bit in the beginning, it's because they're starting to get comfortable enough with you that they want to test your boundaries. So hopefully that's a very good sign. Frank's brother Smokey should be a co-star. An all-cat cast. It requires vocal cords as sacrifice. Crash. Oh, sorry, that was Frank. It's okay, I can get another one. Maybe you should get a cat with hair instead of fur, or does it not matter when it comes to the allergy? Yeah, it has more to do with like the dander, like the skin and stuff. So hopefully we'll just see where my allergies land after all of that's done. I would like to have a cat. Like I have dogs, I love dogs, but a cat would be fun. My brother has cat allergies, but they're not a problem if he adapts to them from their kitten age. Does that work for anyone else? I've never tried that. I've never actually had a cat at home. Oh yeah, I just realized that Z is gay rep. Z is an AI, so she is not looking for any romantic connection. She's based on Kira, and Kira is gay, or was rather before she died. So there's a possibility that there's some echo there, I suppose, now that I think about it. But Z herself she is a construct, less of an actual, you know, person. So that's an interesting thought. I'm gonna have to think about that some more. Vid idea, role reverse any of your videos. I'll be using survivors, but say Blythe is the one injured and we're the one taking her in. It'd be interesting to see how Blythe would respond. Yeah. I mean, she's usually pretty gracious for the most part. But yeah, I do like doing role reversals. I've been wanting to do a reverse comfort for a while, and I have an idea on how to do that. Yeah. I have an idea for a reverse injured listener and a reverse comfort, both in different storylines that I'd like to do soon. My brother's cat has 6 toes on his front feet, and since they're wide because of him them. Oh, baby, that's so cute. Yeah, I meant Kira, but I couldn't remember the name. Yeah, yes, Kira was gay. Do you like Denmark or Sweden more? There is an objective answer. Oh my goodness. I have never been to either, to be honest with you. I have never been to either one. They both seem like cool places to visit. Everywhere seems much cooler to visit than the States. I'm gonna be honest with you. I have a preference for Norway. I've never been there, but but I have a preference for Norway. Let's see. Afternoon, Miss Elswith. Thank you, Chris. Hello. You have to cry some more. Yep. I'm gonna cry some more, you bet. It's gonna take a long time because I have 8 other animals who have to get used to the new cat, and one of my dogs can be very rough. Aw. I'm sure they'll hash it out. The animals take a little while to establish their hierarchy, but then they get along after a bit. Now I'm thinking of cat toe beans. Aren't we all? The correct answer is Iceland. Never been there either. Have you ever eaten edible marker? No? Is that a thing? France? There is a correct answer. So the extent to which I've been in France was literally, I was in the airport in Paris for 45 minutes during the layover, and I was like rushing the entire time because I had to get through customs, so I didn't actually get to look out any windows really. I would like to go back to France though. Iceland is Pog. Yeah, I hope to see it someday. It seems really cool. Norway to go. That's clever. This just occurred to me, possibility of one or more crew of 2 flashback videos, such as during the time with the Aces or the initial creation of Z or some other interval of interest. Yes, there is a possibility. I have ideas. I have put nothing to paper yet, but I have ideas. What's a place you really want to go to? I am a traveler at heart, and because of life and starting a career and pandemic, I have not been able to travel at all in like the last 8 years. So I want to go everywhere, but I am planning a trip to go to Norway later this year. As far as like Europe goes specifically, I really want to go to Spain, like actually be able to spend some time there. I really would like to do Japan at one point. Thailand would be cool. New Zealand would be cool. Y'all are gonna have me sitting here just listing off every country in the world, to be honest with you. I want to go everywhere. Have you ever been to Greece? I have not. I want to. I really want to. My sister got to study abroad there and she loved it, and I loved seeing her pictures. It is on my bucket list. Absolutely. My friend ate edible marker and their entire mouth was practically dyed purple. Are they okay? That's a little concerning, Goose. That's a little concerning. Quebec is greater than France. I have never been to Quebec, so I can't say. They are currently very alive. Well, I'm good to hear that. Where have you been in the world? Okay, let's see. So I grew up west coast of the US. I am still there now. I have been to Vancouver, BC, in Canada. I have been to, excuse me, the western part of Mexico. I studied abroad in Costa Rica. I lived in Switzerland for a chunk of time. I visited Germany while I was there, and I have taken a trip to Portugal that allowed me to spend an evening in Spain. I think that's everywhere? Yeah. And I've been a lot of places in the US. I've been to like 2/3 of the states, so. Why would you eat edible markers when drinking Kool-Aid? Achieves the same end result. You're right, though. That stuff will stain you. I've returned and glad to be back. Also, Norway's quite nice. Most of us know English here. We learn it in school, so you have a good welcome. That is what I hear, Gray Man. I am very excited to check it out over there. I am hoping that since I'm going in December, I'll be seeing some northern lights. As well, now I have to get used to 16 animals. Oh my goodness. Yeah, they are good company. You'll never be short on, you know, snuggles and affection. Dogs and cats are great at showing that. Alright, let's start a war spanning across all of Europe. Which cheese is the best? Oh, you really are trying to start a war up in here, aren't you? I personally am a big fan of smoked Gouda and sharp white cheddar. As someone who loves lore, I've noticed most, if not all, of your fantasy audios are in the same world. Will you ever give us a history lesson on the world? Perhaps. I have some ideas as to how to present a lot of that information. It was almost a year ago. Hey, it's Kels. Love your Survivor Series. Hey, thank you so much. Run, you know too much. There's nothing in Wisconsin. Have you been there? I have not. I've spent a significant amount of time in Minnesota, but I haven't been to Wisconsin yet. Firstly, congrats on 10K. Secondly, I just wanted to say that even though I don't comment, I really enjoy your content. It's fantastic. Thirdly, what's your favorite animal? More love from Australia. Aw, thank you so much, Claw. My favorite animal is a dolphin. I love dolphins. I think they are extremely cheeky and very smart, and I like, honestly, this is weird for me, but I like reading those books about people that have studied like pods of dolphins in various areas around the world. I think it's fascinating, so love dolphins. Second favorite animal, though, is a hummingbird. Have you been to Morocco? I have not. That is another place I would really like to go. It looks beautiful there from what I can see, and I've heard the food is absolutely stellar. Deepest lore. Does that time in Minnesota include the North Shore? No. My time in Minnesota was closer to like the Moorhead area. I have a lot of family back there. Alright folks, I think we're going to wrap up the stream in about 5 minutes here, so if you have any other questions you would like to ask, feel free, dropping them in the chat. Let's see. I listened to all of your audios during my pregnancy, and now your voice helps settle my baby. Oh my god, that is the sweetest thing. Oh, thank you so much for sharing that. I'm not crying, you're crying, jeez. Wow, that's really sweet. Oh, thank you so much, Alley Cat. That's really, really sweet of you. Oof. Yeah, no, I'm not tearing up right now. Holy shit. Ren, do I need to have a talk with you? Better calm down there, bud. Also, y'all, Ren has an amazing voice, and he's also been featured in my audios before, so if you have some time, go over to his channel and show him some love. He has a candy store audio series that is absolutely fantastic and one of the chillest things I have ever listened to in my entire life. Highly recommend. Went to college in Moorhead. Oh, very nice, very nice. Yeah, most of where I've been is like Norman County area, but usually end up going through Fargo Moorhead when I'm back there. Not a lot to see there, though. You're right. There's really not. Sorry I'm late. No problem, Michelle. I'm just glad you were able to show up. I did answer your questions, so when this gets uploaded as a VOD, feel free to go and have a listen. Honestly, I ran out of questions, so I'll just say I love your content. Congrats on 10K. Thank you so much, Hot Soup, and happy birthday. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your birthday. I hope you're doing well and enjoying yourself. Loved hearing your voice and was wondering where the name Ailsworth came from and if there's another name you'd consider. Truly have a lovely day. Oh, thank you so much, Ghost Music. Yeah, I did answer your question earlier. So Ailsworth was a name that I heard from a TV show based on the Lady Ailsworth who was married to King Alfred, and I really liked her name, so I changed the spelling a bit and made it my own. Hope to be here for your 100K. Oh my goodness. I hope to be here for my 100K. Thank you, Northern Light. Please make your second sleep aid audio also a girlfriend audio, just like the first one. I regularly fall asleep listening to the sleep aid audio since I don't have a girlfriend. Aw, I will try to do that. Let's see here. Also, I just realized I missed your question, film commenter. I am very sorry. Let me grab this really quick. I still have it right here. So it was out of all the different types of audios you make, girlfriend roleplays, friends to lovers, etc. What's your favorite type of audio to make? Also, which audio you've made so far are you most proud of? So yeah, injured listener, enemies to lovers, and friends to lovers confessions are kind of my favorites. And then the audio I've made so far that I'm most proud of is episode 6 of Crew of 2, just because I was able to get a ton of sound effects and a ton of emotion, and it was a collab episode, so it was really, really, really fun. Aw, thanks, Kalani. Did you know dolphins get high from pufferfish venom? They torture them by using them like volleyballs and get the venom injected into their snouts. I did know that. It's really weird. It's very weird to read about that, honestly. No questions, just want to say that you're amazing. I love your audios. Keep up the amazing work, and we'll be with you every step of the way. Oh, thank you so, so much. That's very sweet. Just wanted to say thank you for all you do. Please take care of yourself. Thank you, Sophia. Since stream is ending soon, I just wanted to say a final congrats on 10K and to also thank you for creating great audios for me and others to enjoy. You've helped me through stressful. Oh, you're so welcome, Greyman. I'm really glad I was able to help. It means a lot that I'm able to make a difference for someone. And again, I am not going to read that out loud for avoiding getting slapped on the wrist by YouTube. 83. Let's see. Lockheed, would there ever be an audio set in the Crew 2 universe adjacent to the main storyline? Perhaps. Perhaps. I love that universe, and I am loath to leave it too soon, so perhaps. What takes longer, writing the scripts or recording the audio? Definitely writing the scripts. Recording I can usually do within 20 minutes, even with redoing takes and such. Writing can take hours and hours. Now, editing could take longer than both of those combined, depending on what I'm trying to do, but it's usually writing the scripts. I love all your series, you make them feel so real. Aw, thank you, Michelle, that's really sweet. I was trying to write my scripts before, so thanks for the distraction. You're welcome. Now get back to work. You got this. Unfortunately, I do not know how to read that language, so I am very sorry. Pizza or burgers? On a more serious note, if you could pick an actress to play Andy, who would you pick? Oh, that's a really rough question. I love both pizza and burgers. I think burgers slightly win out there. If it's a good burger, yeah, I tend to crave that more often. And if I could get an actress to play Andy. That is a very, very good question. Goodness. Now I'm thinking a lot. You're making me think on a Saturday. I think the gal who plays, oh my goodness, I'm forgetting everyone's names now. I believe her name is Florence Pugh. She was in the new Black Widow movie. I think I would choose her, honestly. She's kind of got that, like, edgy but she can turn soft vibe. Like, you don't want to mess with her, but you know that she takes care of her people kind of thing. She has that look that I like. Ah, yes. What happens if I write words in... Yeah, well... Thank you, Ren, for translating, and what happens is you confuse poor Ailsworth. Do you already see all videos of baby hedgehogs? You know it. She has gone through every database, and she's obsessed. I need to go, but Frank loves you all, and congrats on 10K. We love Frank, and thank you so, so much. Alrighty, y'all. I think I'm going to bring the stream to a close, but thank you all so, so much for 10K subs. This has been, an unreal milestone to reach. Honestly, I didn't think I was gonna get here, so I'll let the ending comments filter in as we go. But I appreciate all of you so much and all the time you've spent listening and commenting and sharing my work, and it means a lot to know that I'm making a difference for some people and that you're enjoying my stories. So it's nice to have an audience to tell them to. Killer whales are the largest species of dolphin, and great white sharks fear them so much they will leave a spot for up to a year of innocence nearby. Very smart, though. I mean, they're not to be messed with. I've tried to write scripts for audios, but my mom keeps saying I could never upload anything. You can do this, Michelle. If you want to do it, you will do it. You've got it. You write something that makes you proud, that makes you happy to put out there, and don't worry about what anyone else says. You do what makes your heart happy, and I will support you. Kitty Garden VA, I believe you can. Yep, see? We both believe in you, Michelle. Bye, Hot Soup. Have a great one. Thank you for stopping by. Thank you, Ren. Bye, Watch Pug. Thank you, Dragon Speaks. I appreciate that. Goodbye, hello. Thank you, Goose Operator. Bye, Northern Light. Bye, Michelle. Goodbye, Fritz. Thank you, Jolly. See you then. I will consider that, Goose. May the force be with you, Luke. You're doing great, sweetie. Have a good day. All right. Bye, everyone.